Alright, and welcome back to the channel, buddy, and I hope you're doing fine. Didn't expect that video to be released today, but yesterday they have another teaser trailer about the upcoming stuff for mid of August when the new engine drops. And yeah, I would say we check this out. First though, let me scroll through the comment section to... Okay, so I would say this update is kind of controversial. We're gonna do the same thing we did last time. We go through it step by step and check out, is it really as bad as a lot of people say? Because dang dudes, the stream yesterday was quite spicy in the chat. And I would say, let's go. Yeah, developer update, design
Hello, I'm
goals.
Dennis Schwartz,
Okay,
design
let's
director
see.
for Hunt Showdown. Today we're going to
that's
talk
Dennis.
about
We
our design
all
goals for
know
some
and
of the
love
subtle
Dennis.
and
That's
substantial
amazing.
game mechanics changing with our August launch. We will be touching on trait changes, reducing stalemates, as well
Trade
as
changes,
to our
reducing
gunplay formula.
stalemates, gunplay formula changes. Alright. Trade changes, let's go with that.
Let us start easy. We are bringing back Witness as a regular trait for everyone to equip in a menu for 5 upgrade points.
Okay, then let's stop real quick right here. So Witness, you can see one dark side that hunters and monsters are visible, and health restoration is marginally increased when close, also highlighted in field view. So I'm happy this comes back. I know a lot of people want this, so that will be quite interesting, I have to say. For 5 points, it's not cheap, but in theory, it's unlimited healing, because it also works with dead hunters. So when you see somebody, you can go over there like mid-fight, somebody rush the boss, let the other teammate is outside. You can always tap Witness next to the corpse and you will get healing with that. It is quite strong, there are other use cases, but boy oh boy, a lot of people want to see it back, so I'm actually kind of happy that they bring it back. Let's continue.
Witness allows you to see nearby dead hunters and recently deceased monsters in Darkside. We are reorganizing the existing trait categories for a more interesting mix of traits and how players can acquire them. No longer are there only regular and burn traits. Instead, some traits will get the burn or scarce attributes, or both.
Yeah, let's check this right quick. You can already see we have burn and scarce traits. Scarce trait means you can only find them in-game, so you cannot buy them. Burn traits means the moment you get the effect from it, the trait is gone and you have to find it again, or you have to buy it again. Because yes, we're gonna have some traits that are burn traits that you can buy though. But more to that in a second.
Scarce traits can only be found in the world and cannot be equipped from the menu with upgrade points. Shadow and the returning Shadow Leap are both examples of scarce traits that are not burn traits and remain on your hunter until you defeat
then,
it or fail
for
to
those who
extract
don't
safely.
know, Shadow AI is not attacking you. They react to you though, so they will make noise, they will start getting triggered and emulators going around crazy. Does not count for bosses and for wild targets. So Roadjaw and Butcher and everything, they will still slap you. And Shadow Leap is basically you focus that in Darkside and then you kill AI. I don't know if it will still work with Meathead, but I think they will show that in a second.
Shadow Leap has been adjusted to no longer work for leaping into meatheads as a balancing node. Most of our existing burn traits are now both burn and scarce traits, keeping them consistent with how they worked so far. Rare to find and short-lived, being consumed after they fulfilled their special purpose. However, we have adjusted some of their stack sizes. For example, you can now only keep a single instance of Death Cheat on your hunter at a time, while Remedy, Relentless and Rampage can still be held up to 3 times each.
Now, honestly, that's totally fine. I think only once, a single time over the last couple months, I got more than 1 death cheat on a hunter. So that is quite literally whatever. I like the changes. I absolutely love the new overview in the UI. It's not, you know, okay, I can only see 6 to 9 traits at once. I can actually see all of them. I can favor them. That is good. Burn traits and scarce traits. Okay, we know how it works. Let's have a look at the rest of this. Yeah, this is going to be a big one. I promise you.
This leads us to our first newly modified trait, Necromancer. Necromancer is now a single-use burn trait with a stack size of 1, which costs 4 upgrade points.
Now, this counts for solo and also for teammates, right? So if you play in a duo and a trio and you Necromancer somebody, you will burn this, okay? It also means for solos, you can only self-revive once. We're gonna discuss this in a bit. Let me first finish this section though.
It also no longer drains your health when attempting to revive a downed teammate. What does this mean for solo hunters? Solo hunters using Necromancer receive a single restoration of all their health chunks as they get back up, but they can only attempt to get up a single time as Necromancer is now burned on use.
Okay, now this definitely needs some talking. So restoration effects of all the health chunks. This is huge, honestly, because normally when you self-revive, you're one tap to a Sparks. You're not basically one tap to any long ammo rifle to the body, so not anymore. You can actually survive this. And you restore everything. So that also means the moment you hit the button, the restoration effect triggers. So what this means is you will drop to 1 HP with burning, and then you hit the Necromancer button, you get the restoration effect, and you're back up at 150. But only once. Now, I don't know if there will be a restoration effect when you stand up. That actually matters because you can see it through walls, through bushes. There's also a loud sound effect. I don't know that yet. But only one time. Yeah, let's see.
The cooldown for self-revive has been reduced slightly as a balancing step.
Okay, then longer chapter because I want to talk about Necromancer self-revive because I saw a lot of people run around and say this is a nerf and it's bad and it killed solo play and Crytek doesn't know what they're doing. Honestly, I like this change and I'm a 99.9% of the time solo player. Let me explain you why. So first of all, we get now 150 back, so we can fight at full capacity, which is nuts. I lost a lot of engagements. I could self-revive with Necromancer Resilience, but then I get downed by long ammo with a body tap and I feel just bad. So that, great. Also, they shorten the time that you can revive. And yes, any second matters for PvP. Alright, right now it's 7 seconds, maybe it drops down to 6, 5, maybe even 4. That also means that you can get back into the game faster before the teammate might reach you. So far, 150 HP, buff number 1, faster revive, buff number 2. And this is something that I did not see a lot in the comment section. You can play now easy peasy as a solo the moment you have Necro with 3 big bars. And do not underestimate that advantage, alright? Because if you get hit by Incendiary rounds, Dragon Breath, whatnot, or Lantern Grunt hits you, you can keep on fighting before you have to take care of the fire. Because, well, in theory, you can burn 49 before you have to stop the burning, and you're still good. Losing a small bar to a Hellfire Bomb, to Incendiary rounds, stuff like that, that happens very, very quickly. So that is crazy, and a lot of times when you take damage, you don't need a medkit then. So that's another buff, okay? So of course, there are disadvantages, alright? For example, well, obviously it's a burn trade, so you're gonna lose it, so you get exactly 1 chance. And honestly, I like this. I like this a lot. Now, anybody who says this is a bad change, or a lot of solos at least, let's put it that way, they're kind of doing this for D-ranking, right? And just to farm clips them because they're gonna be in a lower lobby. If you watched ever my solo self-revive criticism video, right, a while ago, I said the only thing that does not work with solo Necromancer is that you drop so much in MMR because you get killed repeatedly by people who are already below you. So every time you die to them, you lose a massive amount of MMR, and suddenly solo players play always 1 or 2 stars below their actual rating, landing in lobbies where they normally don't belong. Don't get me wrong, this is not the ideal fix. I would have liked to see something else, but it's a start. So yeah, D-rankers will not go to quick play and whatnot, but I like this. I really like this. The next thing, and that is of course a nerf, you cannot do any fancy tricks anymore. For example, yeah, you kill the boss, you kill yourself with a dynamite stick, you check is the spectate button there or not, then you revive yourself. Yeah, sure, you lost the bar, but you get the banish, you get the bar back, and you can see if you're alone on the server or if you're not. Well, you can still do that, but then you lose Necromancer for that, and that is a little bit spicy, I have to say. Now the question is, what happens if you lose like a bar to Dragon Breath, but you win the fight, and you're down a couple bars? Can I just jump off a roof in-game? Alright, the patch is not that bad. Die, Necro self-revive, restore all my bars, except that I don't have Necro anymore, but at least I can fight with 150 in the next fight. So there will be some strategic features that we did not encounter yet, and that will be very, very interesting. And people just, you know, they don't spam Necro anymore. This is something that always rubs me the wrong way. Sure, I use Necromancer a couple times too during a match. I'm not gonna be a hypocrite, but I was always like upfront to you guys. I said this is bad because you will drop every time Elu when that happens. And if that happens 1 or 2 matches, you're down a star or 2. It's crazy. I always wanted to see like a limit or how much MMR you can gain and lose in a match. That would have been a fix too. But right now, you kill a solo 1 more time and you're done with it. So I see a lot of people who say this enforces camping of the solo body. Honestly, if people want to camp you when you're down as a solo, they will do it anyway. Alright, so I don't think that will do much. Sure, I will probably not be able to think about everything right now, but just screaming, oh my god, solo game, Hunt Showdown is dead, I disagree. I don't get it. The negativity lately, whenever there's a hunt patch, people don't really think about the changes, what that can mean. You can disagree with stuff. Totally fine. I disagree with a few things in this video as well. We will talk about it in a bit. Alright, that is enough. Maybe I do a little bit more about solo Necromancer self-revive when we have a little bit more info, because still a lot of details, we don't have them. With that, I would say we keep going.
Over the last year, we have introduced more ways for players to get back into the fight after being downed. These changes have had a positive impact overall, but have also introduced many points of frustration and contributed to stalemate situations.
Now, what I'm gonna say here, this is kind of right, but also kind of not true. If you watched my streams a little bit, or some of my other opinion videos, which I think I will do just a little bit more in the future because I get so many questions about this, not because I think that my opinion matters, but hey. They always go kind of 2 directions with their patching. So they say they want less stalemates, so they introduce more fire. But then they bring stuff like, you know, what was it called? Lawful, right? Where you could revive red skulled teammates. So what happened is people that had lawful, teammate gets down, they don't think they can win. They weasel away, 20 minutes later they come back and pick up their teammate. So this is not really solving a stalemate. I think that was not intentional and they just did not have this on their radar. But yeah, let's see what they're gonna do with this one.
Having reflected on your feedback and the available data, we are making adjustments to burning and revive mechanics to reduce stalemates and bring more decisive closure to player versus player fights. The previously mentioned adjustments to Necromancer sit at the heart of this change in direction and are complemented by a much faster burn rate to fully burn out a downed hunter.
Okay, this is super important. So burning will be faster now. It means even more pressure on the enemy team. Hunt Showdown is going faster and faster the direction of speeding up everything. I'm not saying this is a bad thing, I'm just stating something right here. Back in the days, you burned slowly, or at least now you burn slowly, and there was not that much sources for fire, right? And now there are so many sources for fire, and you burn even faster, so there's even more pressure. Let's see what else there is.
We appreciate and want to emphasize the play and counterplay of burning and choke effects. We now have choke bombs, beetles and bolts available for players for tactical use, but we are limiting the duration of choke clouds to half the previous duration.
Big fan, really big fan. It is annoying. Choke bombs, their purpose is putting out fire, not staling the fight for 2 minutes. That happens quite a bit. You know, they toss a choke bomb, they go back into the bushes, and you're like, what the fuck? And you just have to wait 2 more minutes, you wiggle around, you make noise, you check the corners and everything. You can't just push any bush, because then you will just get blasted by a Romero sitting in there waiting for exactly this. So this will speed up the fights. I think the minority of people actually use choke bombs for anything else than putting out their friends. You can do zoning with that, you can do some really fancy stuff. You let it detonate in the air, for example, in a doorway, right? So when you run through it, you choke, but when you crouch, you're under the cloud and you can actually flank, and they think, hey, yeah, there's a choke bomb, nobody will come from over there, and then surprise shotgun, right? But this is a very specific case that you normally don't see in the lobbies. So reducing this to 1 minute, I'm a fan.
This is a deliberate change to reduce the 2 minutes of just waiting out the choke cloud before making the next counter move in the fight. We're aware of the controversy surrounding everything to do with reviving, restoring, burning, choking, and generally
super difficult topic
player versus player fights. Our core philosophy here is to provide mechanics for capitalizing on the advantage of taking down 1 or 2 members of an opposing team, but still have room for clutch counterplay and tactics to get your own team back in the fight without dragging out into overly long waiting games.
I see from where they're coming, but honestly, counterplays in Hunt Showdown, you still have to keep in mind that the gameplay in Hunt Showdown is, compared to other games like Call of Duty, slow. You don't flank around open space in 5 or 10 seconds. That just does not happen, right? So this is the downside of this. Sure, you're shortening down the stalemates, but giving the teammate who is using the choke bomb on his burning body the option to collect themselves, make a plan, and then act is severely limited, right? So right now you probably have 40 seconds or something like that to get everything to work. Yeah, you toss the choke bomb, you move, blah, blah, blah. So it's a little bit less than a minute that you have to act. That's not a lot of time in Hunt Showdown, if I'm honest with you. But okay, let's see if this is gonna be a good or bad thing. Right now, I would say it's a good thing.
As always, we ask you to keep an open mind to the changes and look forward to seeing how loadouts, tactics, and fight times play out in a live environment, as well as survey opinions collected as we go forward.
Okay, I have to pause this here. Nothing against Dennis right now, alright, because he's just doing the presentation, and it's not just Dennis, there's a team behind him, and there's David and other people. Opinions from us, I don't know, because if I check the community or my Twitch chat or my YouTube comment section, and yeah, sure, my Twitch chat is not the whole Showdown community, absolutely get it, but the poison balls against immolators, reverse this, please. This is nonsense, in my opinion. And the next thing is, well, what about the flash bomb? It's just deleted, please, out of the game. So, yeah.
Moving on to gunplay topics, we are happy to announce that the center crosshair will be available as the default setting for new players.
This is great. Dude, I don't give a fuck about this. I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm not gonna play for center crosshair because it will look weird for me. I'm used to this. This is the same that I play with the hunter control scheme and not with Gunslinger. However, I am fully aware that there are so many people out there that say, I will not touch this game without a centered crosshair. Fair enough. I want to see everybody now to come back and play the game. No excuses anymore.
A lowered crosshair option remains available for players who prefer or are more accustomed to that position. The lack of a centered crosshair has long been cited as a barrier to entry for players transitioning from other first-person shooters into Hunt.
This is just
and with the August launch, it will now be available for them to consider trying Hunt again, as well as to more effectively onboard players joining us for the first time.
Yeah. Oh boy, here we go.
We are
That's gonna be
a subtle drop to projectiles.
Okay, I'm gonna pause this right here. We have our first screen. Drop range. Past this range meters, the weapon's projectile will begin to drop, requiring aim adjustments to compensate. For most weapons, you can still hit headshots reliably for another 25 to 50 meters. Trajectory beyond this range varies based on velocity and gravity. The faster a bullet is moving, the less it will drop. Compact ammo weighs the least and has the flattest curve, while long ammo weighs the most and will drop rapidly. Now, okay, we're just gonna put physics and realism aside, okay? This is important here. And we're just gonna discuss this now from a gameplay point of view. This is maybe an attempt to battle the long ammo meta, that it has more drop compared to a Winfield rifle. And what is important is, it's not telling you right here how much it will drop, okay? So if you shoot somebody at 70 meters and you aim here and the bullet goes there, and that's all the drop there is at that distance, you will most likely not feel this, right? If you aim at somebody though from 250 meters away, you might need to aim here to hit there. And honestly, most people who will get hit by that change are long ammo snipers never ever coming close. I do play long ammo sniper solo, and I play that like the biggest cunt, alright? still don't have anything against the bullet drop range. This is something that I need to see and play first to judge this. If the drop is massive, that it's even, you know, there's an effect in a compound, then I find it annoying. All right. It's crazy that they implement this 6.5 years later. I get it. If they want to do it right now, mid-August, new map, new engine, anything that you want to have to do now, you have to do it now. Because this is most likely the biggest patch for Hunt Showdown. So yeah, faster custom ammo like Spitzer will drop less than basic ammo of the type. Fair enough. So you have now a drop range, and I guess the gun that is selected here, drop range 50, yeah, sure. Let's see how this will go. I personally think this was not needed. Gonna be honest. I don't mind it though. I'm somebody who fights compounds up to 100 meters, exception I snipe. So this might not even bother me in the slightest. Okay, Science Bornheim will go pew, but okay. If you play, for example, with a Martini Marksman FMJ, we were joking already in the chat yesterday, but probably you have to aim this at a 45-degree angle, play it like a mortar, so you actually hit something at 100 meters. Because that bullet is so fucking heavy and slow. But let's continue with this first.
Based on ammo types and weapon characteristics, such as action type and barrel lengths. At extreme ranges, players will now require a bit more skill, judgment, and timing to land those perfect shots.
Stop right here. Boy, people are gonna cry hard. Uppercut. Damage. That's less than 125. That is massive. I know we're not talking here about bullet drop, but did you see that actually? So, uppercut 123. Yeah, drop range 15. Again, if that is still accurate, like, again, if you aim here, you hit here, up to 50 meters or something like that. This drop range thing right here is, in my opinion, a very poor representation of what they're aiming for. Right? Does it mean that it drops like a rock? Does it mean there's basically almost no drop, but it starts there? I hope we will see some clips about actual bullet drop. Because then and only then we will be able to tell if this is a good or bad change. But uppercut 123. Huh. Well, they also changed the upper mat, which will be called, I think, the Haymaker or something like that, with mid-August. So maybe this will work. Uppercut right now is still the best pistol. Although I have to admit, I don't play it that much anymore. It's mostly Officer Brawler with bleed ammo. But yeah, I just wanted to see. Did you see that? Because that's crazy. But hey.
While it becomes harder to hit the targeted range, we are also ensuring that any headshot will always be lethal at every range, making those kills even more rewarding.
Okay. Little history lesson. This video is going way longer than I expected, and it's gonna be a long all-nighter for me, but this is important. Back in the days, Hunt Showdown had already unlimited headshot range. They got rid of that. Now they bring it back. This is another change, in my opinion, that is not necessary and a little bit controversial. Because, yeah, if we're gonna be completely honest here, how many headshots did you hit in the last 6 months where you got the soft headshot sound effect and the target didn't die? I think I have like 5 or 6 in total. It's mostly when I play with silencers. So the effect will be borderline 0. And I think I survived in total 4 headshots the last 2 months maybe? So why even change this? Now keep in mind it will be harder to hit these headshots because there will be bullet drop at, I don't know, 150 plus meters or something like that. But I don't think the change was necessary. Let's put it that way. That's probably the only thing in this video where I'm really like, please don't do this. But hey, again, we need to play it first. Let's go. We're almost through here.
This notable change greatly mixes up weapon balance and
also he has a
meta,
chain pistol.
and we cannot be more excited for you to try all this out yourselves in August. While we expect speculation or opinions to run rampant with this news, can be assured, sentiment, data, and surveys will as always be the key measures we'll look at when considering the best course of action. We will be back soon with more topics around our big August launch.
Yo, and that's it. I said it already. Calm your horses, okay? Also, manage your expectations with the engine update. It's not a new engine, we're updating that. That is so much that they want to change at once. So the meme that this is gonna be Hunt 2.0 might actually not be a meme. It might actually be very well truth. I'm a little bit concerned about this update. Gonna be honest, Crytek, guys, I love you, but lately, I think there's a single patch in the Hunt Showdown history where nothing broke. Some of that a little bit more serious, like Limit bug, like the reload bug. Even now with the graphic settings, it's... Yeah, you can play the game, but it doesn't look that great, okay? And other stuff. Yo, and this right here, everything that they want to do, that is huge. Maybe it's even easier because it's on a different engine. Who knows? But I'm really, really curious how mid of August is going to turn out. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this. I'm going to be honest though. Be civil. If you can't be civil, you're not wanted here. I'm going to be upfront with you guys. Then, kaboom. Alright? But otherwise, I'm always looking forward to read your opinions. Please don't let this be a Twitter comment section where people are going after the devs and stuff like that. I think we can do better, and life is already hard enough. Let's keep a little bit of positivity in our video games because we play them to relax and have fun. Works always like a charm with Hunt Showdown. And that's it for today. That video was way longer, but there was so much to talk about. Oh my god, content creator, that was a 5-minute video, not even, and you made almost half an hour out of it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had already a clip on Twitch that is a minute, and now I had the time to actually think about it a little bit more and also talk about a few things in the background. There might have been a little bit more that I did not talk about yet. Alright. And with that, big shout out to my patrons. Thank you very much for supporting me over on Patreon. As always, you guys are the best. Much appreciated. And I would miss every single one of you. And I still need to do the coffee time. We gonna do that probably next weekend. And I'm looking forward to that. Thank you for watching. Boy oh boy, they have quite the goals. I see you in the next one. Until then, have a good day and bye bye.